If you're watching this video and thinking about taking the Level 4 Diploma in Counselling and Hypnotherapy with Paul Henderson, I've just completed the course and I can only tell you how good the course is, having just finished it. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Hiya, my name's Kathy. I've just finished the course with Paul Henderson. It's the Hypnotherapy and Integrative Counselling, and I have to say it's absolutely fantastic. You'll learn so much on this course. You'll learn so much about yourself as well. It's a personal journey. You'll learn integrative therapies, CBT, psychodynamics, transactional analysis. You'll learn about bereavement, lots of other things. It's very, very interesting and it's very simple as well, and Paul is so helpful along the way, so accommodating, and also he lets you pay in easy payments as well. If you're thinking of doing this course, I would definitely say go for it, because you won't look back, and we are absolutely delighted that we've done it. So great, go for it.
If you're just starting out, or if you have some previous experience in the area, I believe this course will benefit you. Paul has a lot to give. Through his own life experiences and his knowledge of the subject matter, he'll take your training to a high level.
Hello, I'm Christy and I'm due to qualify on the Integrative Therapy courses. I'd say my favourite part of the different modalities would be the psychodynamic counselling. That's the part of the counselling I found to be most beneficial for my self-development. At the moment I'm studying a degree in child development and childhood and youth interventions. I find that the two courses interrelate very well with each other. So a lot of the theory I'm learning in university is really going hand in hand with what I'm learning in college as well. One thing I would say is I'm actually picking up on a lot of the lectures, the content of the lectures, and I'm able to understand it more fully because Paul goes into such detail and depth into the part where you would struggle to pick up and you would struggle to understand. He goes into it in a real easy to pick up way. So I found I've actually been able to take that knowledge and further me learning in university as well.
Hi, I'm Liz. I've been on this course for the last year, but I did the combined, which was the hypnotherapy plus the counselling, and it has been really good. I found Paul very, very good lecturer. He explained everything really well, and I got an insight about my own personality, and that I realised the journey that I've been through in my life. I find the structure of the course has been really well, where he's explained everything in depth with videos, PowerPoints, and he gives you support if you find anything difficult. You know, you don't feel embarrassed to go and ask him any information, because he's really accessible, that you can discuss anything, and if you've got any issues. And sometimes with the counselling, it has been difficult because you've got to really understand what's happening inside you, and maybe you might have had issues in the past. And I found with the counselling now that I feel like I'm a more confident person, and I'm able to deal with situations much better than I was. And all through the different theories like psychodynamics and cognitive behavioural therapy, you end up looking at different people in a different way, and I feel like you're not as judgmental of people.
Okay, Angela, so tonight you've come to the end of the course. What have you found most interesting during the time you've been studying?
Oh, that's a difficult one, because I've actually found all of it interesting, to be honest. I found a lot of it very relevant to the work I'm doing and the work I've done already, and I found it interesting how it all sort of pieces together.
Yes, so what particular things, I mean, we've done things such as psychodynamics, cognitive behavioural, how the past affects the present.
I think the psychodynamics, obviously I've always been a big believer in that anyway. I've worked with very young children, and that I've done quite a bit in educational psychology and stuff, so the psychodynamics really appeals to me anyway.
Yeah, right.
I find it really interesting and relevant.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, for people who don't know, psychodynamics is basically the strand of psychology that says that childhood experience shapes our psychological growth, or is very influential to our psychological growth and even to our relationships in adulthood. Yes. So is there any other part of the course? Any other strands?
Yeah, obviously the transactional analysis has been interesting, and
right.
Some of it was a revelation because it was simple, but it made sense.
It makes a lot of sense. I think it gives you much better communication skills, and through life scripts in transactional analysis, we can see what sort of script attributions we've had and what sort of messages, quite often, negative messages have imprinted on us and affected our sense of self.
That's it, and how we carry that forward and sort of integrate it into our own lives and our own behaviour and that. Particularly, I think, I've probably found something, I think there's something for everybody in all of the course. I've certainly found like resonance in every section, but they're the bits that sort of are related to most, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Hi Helen, so we've come to the end of the course. How have you found it?
To be honest with you, Paul, I found it really interesting. I'd definitely recommend anyone who's looking to do level counselling to go for it. I also have dyslexia and know what I have in my mind, but find it hard to write down on a piece of paper. And I've found with the help of Paul and the group, I've come out of my fear and really helped. So don't let that stop you from achieving your dream.
Okay, Sarah, so you're just coming tonight, you've just come to completion of the classroom part of the Level 4 Diploma in Integrative Therapy. What would be your favourite therapeutic modalities? Have you got any favourites?
I can't really say that I've got a favourite. I think one of the beauties of this course is how we've learnt about all the different ones, and I think how, you know, some of them can come in together and they've all got their own unique purposes. So I couldn't say I've got a favourite, but I've enjoyed learning about all the different ones.
Tell me what sort of things you've learned from the therapeutic modalities then. You know, let's take in cognitive behavioural therapy. What can you tell people about that? What have you learned about that?
So with CBT, I've learned that it's very much sort of in the here and now, and it's a lot about thought processes and maybe trying to change the way people think, trying to change negative thoughts into positive. It doesn't so much go into the past as maybe psychodynamics would.
Exactly, yeah. And cognitive behavioural basically is looking at how thoughts give rise to our emotions and how our emotions basically drive our actions.
Yeah.
And so it's looking, really, there's 4 points to it. There's emotion, there's physiology, there's thought patterns, which you quite rightly said, and how our thought patterns become distorted, and how all that gives rise to our actions. And like you've learned in the course, we can break into that. Sometimes you say a triangle, but we've said 4 points, it's more a square. Sometimes we can break into that at any point. For instance, if somebody's having a panic attack, what was one of the things that you might say to them, the first thing you might say to them?
If you were to see someone having a panic attack, then one of the first things you'd do is to help regulate their breathing, which would help obviously calm them down and you can become more rational.
Yes, and then I suppose it's no point in trying to work on somebody's thoughts if they come in and they're panicking. If we can regulate the breathing, that's going to calm them down, and then we can look at the distorted thought patterns or the cognitive distortions that are giving rise to these physiological reactions. So,
yeah, I found that really interesting because I think that's something that can aid you not just in counselling, it's something that I find you can use in everyday life, just your relationships with other people and different types of relationships, you know. the relationships with friends, colleagues, and how you interact with them, and I suppose how you can maybe change the way you react to certain things that they do as well.
Okay, Jan, so tell me, what were the main things in the course that you enjoyed?
I enjoyed the whole course. Thought it was great. I came originally really to try and understand myself a bit more, you know.
So it was about self-development, really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And the knowledge that I've gained has just been amazing, and I think that it's helped me sort myself out, really.
Right.
You know.
So you say it's give insight into yourself?
Yeah.
So Kelly, on the course we do several different therapeutic modalities, such as transactional analysis, psychodynamic theory, we do cognitive behavioural, we do some gestalt, we do some person-centred, couples counselling. What would you say did you have any particular favourite therapeutic modalities?
Yeah, I think the transactional analysis that we did, that was a particular favourite. It really gave me some insight on people's relationships, of how they address other people, and how just by using the use of language and body language, how that information you're sharing can be received, and how you can actually change a situation to your favour by utilising that modality.
So would you say that transactional analysis has helped you become a more effective communicator?
Absolutely, yeah.
And also it's given you more insight into the potential negative dialogue that can cause arguments and how to diffuse them type of things?
Yeah, it certainly did.
Yes. And this is obviously knowledge you can pass on to your clients?
Yeah, knowledge that I can pass on to my clients, and knowledge that I can use in my everyday personal life. I think it's really helped me grow as a person. Yeah.
And obviously with transactional analysis, it's not just about ego state in the parent, adult, child, although they're very prominent in that particular theory. We talk about life scripts, and how did you find that, you know, script attributions, the things that when we're young, when we're sort of in our infant years, whatever, people may cast aspersions on us, they may cast negative attributions saying you're stupid, you'll never amount to nothing, and how that affects our self-esteem as we grow older. How did you find that type of stuff?
I think it doesn't matter who you are, everybody's got a script obviously, but I think you'll always find something whilst you're studying that modality that'll open your eyes, and you'll kind of be able to deal with things that perhaps you'll be able to identify things that maybe have popped up in your childhood and be able to process them and be able to use that as knowledge and to help you understand better what is being talked about on the course.
Right. Okay everybody, we've come to the end of the course. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!